So can you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, sir. I am Gaurav Negi and I am from GB Pant Institute of Engineering and Technology. I am currently pursuing my BTech from CSE.
Can you tell which subjects are you comfortable with?
I am comfortable with DSA algorithms, DSA computer networks operating system, and DBMS.
Got it. Within data structures and algorithms, what are your favorite data structures?
Linked list, I think it's feel comfortable to do problems of linked list and trees.
Linked list and trees. Okay. Got it. I'm assuming arrays then also as well.
Yes, arrays.
Got it. Can you tell me the different ways you can search for an element in an array?
Two is linear search and binary search.
Okay. What's the best case and worst case for linear search and when? Like, can you give me an example?
Best case is big of one, like if we are searching an array from starting and the element is located at the first position, then it's a best case, big of one. And worst case is if you are starting from starting and the element is at last, then it is big of n. Means we have to pass through all elements of the array and then we find the answer in last.
Got it. What about binary search? When best case, when worst case?
Best case is same like big of one, like when we search our first binary search is used in sorted array first. So when we search for element, we find a middle element first, like first element, last element, and we see middle element. If that is a target, then it's our hit and it's big of one case. But if it is not, then we search for, like, if it is smaller, then we search in left subpart. If it is bigger, we search in right subpart. Then it's a complexity of log n.
Binary search is better than linear search. Why do we need linear search?
Because the element, means when we given data, it is not always compulsory that it is sorted. Because binary search is used only in sorted data set, sorted array.
Understood. Okay. So let's say that I've given you a linked list.
Yes, sir.
What would be the best case and worst case complexity to find a particular element in a linked list?
Big of n. We cannot use binary search in linked list because we doesn't have continuous memory location.
Okay, so then what? Why we can't use binary search? Okay, there's no contiguous locations, but so then what happens because of that?
Because of that means, like in array, if an element is stored in 101 location, another will be stored in 102, 103, 104, like in a continuous manner. Then we can jump from one place to another place. But in linked list, it is not compulsory. If one is stored in 101, another may store in 105, and another will 103. So there is not a particular order in which we can get to know which element is where.
Can you tell the idea how does merge sort work and sorts the array?
Yes, sir. It will. It's a basic divide and conquer technique. Like, it will divide into smaller parts and array of 10 elements. It will divide into 5, then 3, then 2. Then it compare those two elements, and if the one is smaller and one is bigger, it will sort them, and similarly it will sort all the subparts. Then it will merge all of them, and it will form a sorted array.
Okay. So can you tell me the idea behind merging algorithm which is used inside merge sort? What is the principle behind it? What is the mandatory input to it?
Mandatory input for it, again, sorted array. It's an sorted array. If they are two sorted array, then we can merge two sorted array in big of n time.
Okay, got it. Bellman-Ford works on negative edges?
Yes, sir. Negative edges, but there should be no negative cycles.
Okay. If there is a negative bit cycle, then?
No, sir. It will never give correct answer.
Okay.
Because it will be decreasing all over.
Gaurav, can you tell me when did you attempt the GATE exam? 25 or 26?
2025, I have scored 547. In 2026, I have scored 583 rank.
Okay. You said operating system is one of your course.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, apart from data structure, algorithm, operating system, and some other courses.
DBMS.
DBMS. Okay. What happens exactly? You can explain little bit of a process when CPU generates a logical address and CPU wants to access the content. What is the process content behind that logical address? What happens? What is the process?
If CPU want to access something, it will ask for cache memory. If the cache memory have the content, it will give it to CPU. The CPU asks main memory for the address, and then it will get from here and store in cache, and CPU will get from there.
So CPU when generates the logical address, then too CPU can access the content from main memory or cache memory directly.
If logical address, then it will convert it into physical address. Like if CPU generated logical address, it will convert into physical address and search in main memory.
In operating system, there is a module called as file system. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, sir, I'm comfortable with that.
You are aware what is file system?
Yes, sir, I'm aware.
Yeah, what is file system? Can you define?
The file system is how files are stored in main memory.
How files are stored in main memory?
No, in secondary memory means.
Okay, in secondary memory, fine. So let's say if I'll have a particular file operating system.pd, this file
sir.
I want to store in the disk.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I just copy it, right click copy, and then I go to a particular drive, C drive. There some folder is there. In that folder I have pasted it.
Yes, sir.
How file system, helps me in that case?
Like, sir, if you have copied and content, you have copied some content from a drive, it will store some index files, like the index files where there should be pointed to main content, and it will copy it and place that content in another location, rewrite it in another location.
Okay. What is the meaning of starvation in process scheduling?
Starvation in, like if there are two processes running, and by some reason one process is getting more attention and more CPU time, and another process is not getting CPU time, then it will be starved. It will call be starving.
Okay. What are the reason because of that a process can stuck into starvation?
There can be many reasons, like if we are using priority scheduling, then lower priority process may starve, or if we are using shortest time first algorithms for process scheduling, in that case processes with large execution time will starve.
Okay. Which scheduling algorithm does not suffer from starvation?
Round robin.
And any other?
First come first serve may not suffer from starvation, but there's a concept, I can't recall its name, but in this, if first process is very large, then the last process may get very late chance for execution time.
Okay, fine. And what is the meaning of starvation in process synchronization?
Like there are two processes trying to access same code, same shared code, and one process is accessing the code multiple times, and another process is unable to access it. It's called starvation in synchronization.
Okay, perfectly fine. In SQL, if I want to fetch a particular, a particular result, and the result has, let's say, 1,000 rows. I don't want all 1,000 rows. I just want first 5 rows. How do I do that?
We can use limit keyword for this.
Okay. What will you write in limit?
limit equal to 5.
Equal to that equal to symbol you will use, or limit 5, that's it?
Limit 5. There's
Limit
no
5.
equal to 5.
Okay.
I have seen this question, these type of queries, but I am not able to recall this right now.
Okay, no issues. Are you aware of what is a correlated subquery?
Correlated subquery. Yes, sir.
What is that?
Yeah, like in if we are nested queries or multiple queries, and if inner query is related to outer query in some ways, like some way, then it is correlated subqueries.
Okay. And can you differentiate having and where clauses? What is the difference between having and where?
Having is used specifically with group by clause.
Okay.
And where is used in normal conditioning. If we are using putting normal conditions, then we use where clause. And if we are putting any condition on group by with group by statement, then we use having.
How should I find the in order successor of that node?
And the in order successor will be in the right subtree and the leftmost in the right subtree leftmost node will be the in order successor. Yes, sir.
If the node for which I am calculating or computing, I'm finding that in order successor, that node does not have right subtree or right child, then
if it doesn't have anything like that, then it will be last, sir. There will be no successor.
Okay. Can you imagine a tree? Root 10, left 9, left 8, left 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. Then for 7, do we have in order successor?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is successor. Then it's parent. It's parent. 8.
Parent. Okay. And if the node is not having parent and right child, then?
If a node doesn't have parent and right child, then it is having like this. It is having left child. If it doesn't having parent or right child, then sir, then there will be no successor. I think. Yes, sir. There is no successor.
Okay. If a node doesn't have parent, then that node is called as what?
Root node.
Root node, right child is not there. All the nodes are in the left. Right?
One thing, I think you have knowledge. You are answering most of the questions correctly, but you are sounding very underconfident. So that's a very different thing I've seen. Usually people are underconfident and they give wrong answer. You are underconfident, but most of your answers were somewhat leading to the right answer. So my first suggestion would be ki just be confident about what you know, what you don't know. Whatever you are saying, speak it confidently, because I saw that you are sounding very underconfident. Maybe that's because of the communication style. So just work a bit upon it, because even the right answers are sounding wrong or sounding underconfident because of the way you are speaking on that. Okay. So try to give a very detailed answer, because introduce yourself is the only question which is like fixed, which you know that is going to be asked in the interview at the beginning. And what you say or what you speak in the first part determines where the interviewer will ask you questions and what would be the direction. Okay.
Gaurav, your lack of revision was visible in your answers. So if you are really willing to go for BARC interviews, you should be revising thoroughly all the courses which you are saying, so that your answers can be more accurate, more concise. As sir also told, you were having some answers, but those answers were coming little late to you. You were starting with something, then during answering and discussion, you were getting something else, and then slowly you were getting the correct answer or the accurate answer, which interviewer will expect The easier answer should be, or easier questions answer should be, in quick succession, so that they can take the interview till the D. So revise properly. Apart from that, if you are going for PSU interviews, you don't have to mention that you are looking for IITs or MTech admission. And if you are going for any IIT admission interview for MS, etc., you don't have to mention that you are looking for PSUs. आप जहां जा रहे हो उसी के बारे में बोलना है कि मुझे PSU ही चाहिए सर. So that if you are going for PSU, tell them that I want PSU only. If you are going for IIT, tell them that I want IIT only, so that they'll be serious in taking your candidature into consideration, that yes, this fellow is serious, I'll take it. If you will say jo mil jayega, whatever will be coming up, I'll take it up, so they'll be taking, okay, fine. If he is having a second option, he may not come to BARC, so they may reject you on this particular point. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And do not worry about the English or grammar too much for now. First, focus on the accuracy and the correct answers. If your answers are correct, little bit of grammar here and there will work, no issues at all. Okay, so that you will understand how you are speaking, how your gestures are, how exactly your answer is organized and systematic or not.
Okay, sir. I will try.
Yeah,
yes,
perfect.